Dance of Death. So Dance of Death is their third album, or their second album to come out in the 2000s. This came out in 2003, so I turned 10 that year, and they filmed their Death on the Road show like a day after I turned 10, so that's really cool. Death on the Road is like probably my favorite live album of theirs, like in the 2000s, ever since Bruce Dickinson rejoined the band. A lot of people say the Rock in Rio from 2001. I personally think the Death on the Road show is like one of their best. But anyway, we're here to talk about this album right here. So the album artwork here is, I would rank it like as among one of the worst Iron Maiden album covers, but I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think it's a bad album cover in of itself. I mean, sure, there are little technical flaws, like, is the baby standing on the dog, or it looks like its legs are like going right through it or something. That's one talented baby. He's performing a dog rodeo of some sort. And I guess the neck of this one guy here looks a little awkward. It's like all stretched out, like all, yeah, it's very awkward looking. But yeah, I mean, despite those little technical flaws and the fact that a lot of the CGI here looks extremely outdated, like think Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars, the 1997 special edition. And yeah, good God, the CGI there is ridiculously outdated. But I really like the tone and the message that the album cover is trying to convey. It really does send a very ominous feel. I like the figures themselves, despite those little technical fallacies there. And despite those little things, and the CGI itself not being all that impressive, I like the figures themselves. I like the tone, the message, and the mood that the album cover conveys. I think it still does that very well, and gives you a good idea of what a good amount of this album will sound like. So anyway, let's talk about the music itself. Let's have a little run through of the track listing just like last time. So Wildest Dreams is the opener of the album, and it starts the album on a pretty solid note. It's definitely not as good as like The Wicker Man or Sign of the Cross, so dare not say that, no. But for what it is, it's pretty enjoyable. You get this pretty cool like little intro of Nico going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the song kicks off from there. Yeah, in itself, it's a pretty enjoyable song. I'd go back to it every once in a while. It's pretty good. Rainmaker is the next song. It's decent. It's a pretty decent song. No More Lies. For a while, for some reason, I remember this pretty bad time in my life when I guess my dad was yelling at me for I guess eating a piece of cake from the refrigerator, and I guess this song has nothing to do with it, but just looking at the title, I was kind of turned off because of an experience I had before with my dad from a bad memory I kind of repressed. But I mean, you know, that was a long time ago, and well, when I listen to the song itself, it's yeah, wow, this is definitely like the first true highlight of the album. I love the very medieval notes that play in the intro, and it's like dun 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 dun. But yeah, it sounds pretty much like that, and yeah, quite a few of the songs on here go for like a more medieval tone, and I guess this is their attempt at going for a more old-fashioned style. I mean, yeah, I know they've been going for more old-fashioned stuff on their earlier albums like Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner and Power Slave, but I think this is the first time they're going for like a more like medieval, like Middle Ages sort of sound. I mean, of course, Rainmaker and Wildest Dreams had no indication of that whatsoever, but there are quite a few songs on here that go for that more medieval sound. Just wait and see, I'll get to them. Montsegur, in fact, is the next one. I think it has to do with a French invasion of some sort. I think it has to do with like the Crusades, and it's a heavy beast of a song. I really do enjoy this one. It's kind of been a while since I've listened to it, but I think yeah, I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for it. I really do enjoy the song. Dance of Death is probably my favorite Iron Maiden song of all time. Again, it goes back to that sort of medieval sound that they were hinting at, or well, basically playing out for you in No More Lies. But this time, I think they go for some of their. I think they've written some of their best lyrics in this song, and they're extremely poignant. Bruce Dickinson sounds just absolutely amazing. This is one of his all-time best performances. Everything from the intro to the build-up to the main portion of the song. This right here, yeah, I can't praise this song enough. This is one of the greatest Iron Maiden songs I've ever heard in my life. I love everything about it. The intro, the just the climatic build up, and just Bruce Dickinson's vocals becoming like a lot more intense, more passionate, and he's just ready to kick ass. This is just a very powerful song, and it suits. Like when I was thinking of this song, it definitely brings up the theme of the album cover very, very well. A very positive light. I could go on about it, but I'll start to. I mean, sound even more like a raging fanboy. Seriously, this song is absolutely amazing. It's just one of the best I've ever heard from this band, definitely. Okay, Gates of Tomorrow is the next song on the album. A lot of people don't like this song or just don't give a shit for it. Yeah, I really do enjoy this song. It's I like the some of the really like emotional melodies that are played throughout it, and yeah, it definitely gets me pumped up, and yeah, it's almost a tearjerker at some points. Some of the melodies when I was hearing it like a couple of years ago, it almost made me cry at some point. I think it was just the way some of the melodies were played that just really struck a chord with me. And yeah, it's a very underrated song. A lot of people don't like it, but I definitely really do love this song. It's definitely one of my faves on the album. New Frontier, on the other hand, I could definitely see other people's case in it being not so great. Yeah, New Frontier, I've listened to it before. It's pretty forgettable. It's probably the most forgettable Iron Maiden song I've ever heard. Believe it or not, it's actually Nico McBrain's just only writing credit he's ever done, really. You'd think he'd probably be a bit more involved, but no, this is his only writing credit to date. And yeah, I don't know, I don't really like it all that much. It's just a very bland song, nothing really going for it. Maybe if I listen to it again, I might find something I really like, but I don't know. I didn't really like it all that much. Passchendaele, on the other hand. Again, one of the best songs on the album. It has to do with like World War One, the Battle of Passchendaele, and it's just a great epic. So many of my favorite moments on this album are contained within this song. I love the what's it called? The SOS, the oh, what's it called? I'll get back to you on that. Morse code, that's it. And Nico McBrain actually taps on the symbols, I think, a code for SOS, and I really do like that a lot. It adds a really nice touch to the message and the mood of the song itself, because it's going for that World War One like mood and all, and yeah, it fits really well. In fact, I think this would have fit really even better on the next album, Matter of Life and Death, because that really does deal more with like war and just like the darker side of life, much like X Factor did. In fact, I think, well, actually, it wouldn't quite fit on the X Factor, but it would definitely fit very well on the next album, Matter of Life and Death. But yeah, great song. Definitely love this one. Facing the Sound is the next one, and I really do enjoy the introduction to this song. After a while, it gets a bit forgettable. I'm not saying it's like bland or anything like that, but not quite as strong as the previous song. So yeah, the intro definitely brings it off to a great start, but I don't know. The rest of the song is kind of forgettable, I think. It ranged from good to okay. After that is The Age of Innocence, which I believe has to do with like the stubbornness of an old man just in his dying years. The introduction to the song is very haunting, and the rest of the song is actually really kick-ass as well. The chorus, I think, would need a little work. I don't know, something turns me off a little bit about the chorus. I mean, while the rest of the song itself is, pretty dark and bitter and stuff like that, the chorus, I don't know if it's trying to go for like a more ironic tone or anything like that. I don't know. I think it sounds a little too happy, so to speak. But, like the melodies just sound a bit more like, they're major key and all, and it just, I don't know, it kind of turns me off. It kind of just, I wouldn't say turns me off or anything like that, but kind of just turns my head a little bit, like, oh, what the fuck? But yeah, again, really good song, definitely. I think the chorus kind of just throws me off a little bit, but I really do like this one as well. And the last song I really, really love, Journeyman. This is the first fully acoustic song that they've ever done, and arguably since Prodigal Son on Killers. Even though that wasn't like fully like acoustic, they're definitely like more electric guitars on here. But Journeyman is an extremely lush symphonic song. There's keyboard, strings, and I don't think there are any. I mean, there may be a couple electric guitars, but it's mostly string, keyboard, and acoustic bass. Again, it's a very lush track. It's a beautiful one. And yeah, this is also one of my top 10, maybe top 5 favorite Iron Maiden songs. A lot of people, like, the really hardcore Maiden fans, they really are kind of turned off by this one because it's acoustic and it has strings and it has more keyboards and all that. But honestly, yeah, I mean, I've been an Iron Maiden fan for so long, but that doesn't turn me off at all. I'm a huge prog fan, and this is easily one of their proggiest songs. It's a beautiful, beautiful ballad. I think it has to do with the journey that the band members have taken, like up to that point, and they're just gonna keep on going, doing what they love. They've been so successful up to this point, and well, after this, and yeah, they're just going to keep going, doing what they love, because it's not just about the money, even though, these guys are extremely rich and all. They're one of the most successful heavy metal bands of all time, but they just love the journey that they've taken up to that point, and they have no regrets. But anyway, I think I may have to stop it here. I'm going to have to give this album about, oh, I forgot to rank the Brave New World as well. Brave New World I give like 9 out of 10. This album I would give about an 8.25, I think. Yeah, an 8.25 sounds appropriate enough. I really do enjoy this album a lot. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to sign off now, and stay tuned for A Matter of Life and Death.